Desmond just saw Michelle and he froze and he just has this nervous smile like, why is she here? Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. You're watching Just Among the Sims. I'm KT, and I'm here today for another Twist of Fate adventure. So, if you like my content and you like to have fun, please consider liking, subscribing, following, commenting. Just do all the things. I am here today with Michelle, and we are starting off with her. I did talk about how we will be doing some rotational gameplay in this series. However, in this episode, you will see Michelle, and I will put a timestamp in because later we're going to jump back over to Desmond. But we talked about in last episode how after the wedding, you did see Michelle come in and ask Desmond's friend Jai where Desmond was. She had had a change of heart, but she was not able to find Desmond. He had been in the jungle at that time. He stayed there a while. She was not able to go there. She did wait around Tamarang. However, she just was not able to locate him. So today she's been working on a song because Michelle primarily makes her living by writing songs. She has always been a musician. She keeps her guitar and her violin. And let's jump over and take a look because she's a level 7 guitar. She's on the piano now at a level 8, and she's even a level 4 violin. Her and Desmond always used to fish together, so she is a decent fisher, but she just hasn't done that in a long time. She bought this little cabin out in Chestnut Ridge, and she has just kind of lived here happily alone since then. She had a horse, but her horse Susie, yes, Michelle's horse was named Susie. She did pass away. However, today is fitness day, so Michelle is planning to go into town to play some basketball. Now we are here with Michelle. I don't know if you saw, but she was just thinking about woohoo. She actually wasn't thinking about anybody in particular, probably thinking more like it's been a while since she's had woohoo. But she is going to go play basketball. They do have a goal set up here outside of Duke's Hall. Oh, that is weird to me, but she's shooting from out here. And she's shooting underhanded, but she did hit the shot, so that counts. So she's just gonna play around because that meets her fitness day goals. You also need to do some other form of exercise, which she will do, and you have to do some fasting. So she's already done that as well. But she comes down here and she hangs out, and sometimes she'll talk to some people around town, but she has not built any lasting relationships in Chestnut Ridge. Her best friend in town was her horse. Her horse has passed. Yeah, I wanted to check her fitness level. She's a fitness level 3. She has not been able to bring herself to get another horse, and having a horse had been that dream. So she's actually checked off all her fitness day goals at this time, but she's just going to hang out. And what she is going to do, McKenna has done really well for herself. McKenna Mesa is her best friend from Tamarang, and she's going to invite her to come and hang out here at Duke's Tavern Hall Place. I don't know the name of this venue. She's gonna invite her to hang out with her. She's just gonna go to the restroom and wash her hands so they can hang out. Oh no, we've got a sim sleeping on a bench, but we cannot help Danny at this point in time. We stay in a 1 bedroom cabin. Oh, McKenna's here. So she is going to come over and she's going to actually hug her. Where is she going? Because they were gonna like get some drinks or something. Michelle is going to go track down McKenna, and it is cold in Chestnut Ridge. She wants to talk to McKenna about something. I hate that they're out here in the middle of nowhere. Why did she run out here? I have no clue. She's gonna take a picture with McKenna because she hasn't seen her friend in a while. McKenna is actually visiting, but she did not want to stay with Michelle, even though their friendship is just as tight as ever. I told you we'll do some rotational play and get over to McKenna, but McKenna is a romance oriented, non committal sim. And so she decided to rent the place just outside of town because, she might want to have a friend or something over. Let's find some seats. Michelle's still fasting, even though she's made her go. So we'll let that ride. She just had told McKenna outside that she's just glad they're friends. She knows that she's done some things that just didn't make sense in her past. She just wants her to know that she loves her. She's the sister she never had. And McKenna's telling her, like, girl, I know you're not going down memory lane again. McKenna's telling her, look, things happen, you move on. And that's McKenna's philosophy because, honey, she's not going to stick with one man or one female sim. I think she's only interested in male sims at this time, but she's not going to stick to one. Michelle is lamenting about decisions she's made, choices she's made. And McKenna's telling her, what good has that done you? Like, girl, you're alone. And Michelle's like, girl, you don't have a man either. McKenna's going to quickly let her know, I want one. I don't want one. Not one. Kenna might want two or three, but not one. Michelle's gonna talk to McKenna about love and how her days were cloudy. You know, how she wants to find that love. McKenna's gonna let her know you gotta get out there and date, girl. While they're talking, let's just talk. Michelle definitely got out and she tried to date, but it did take her a couple of years. She waited for Desmond, but Desmond did not come back from the jungle while she was still in Tamarang. In the meantime, it's such a small community. She was getting the looks, and even though she had her grandmother Frances and she had McKenna, she had a strong support system in them, but it just became too much and she decided to leave. But she was real picky about where she could live. Chestnut Ridge ended up working because it was definitely a small community, similar in size to Tamarang. She could have like the same pace of life out of all the places in the world she could move. She's liked it here. She's actually liked some of the isolation. It's less going on here than even Tamarang. She's just talking about how there were no distractions and she could write her music. She's got about 19,000 simoleons, which is definitely not rich, but she has been much worse off. And that's from the royalties from her music. McKenna's telling her, girl, get yourself together, get out there and get under you a new sim. One thing about your bestie, you don't have to be exactly the same, but it's how you feel about each other, the love you have for each other. They do love each other. But Michelle knows when to listen to McKenna and when not to, okay? She's gonna just tell her that she's feeling not herself. And McKenna's telling her, well, why don't you go on a vacation? She's like, girl, get on the computer and book you a trip. But McKenna had been asking her to go on a girls' trip, and she ended up coming to visit. She did have a training for work. McKenna is an art critic, and they have some unique pieces here in Chestnut Ridge. She's coming to look at this new local artist. She's telling Michelle she's got a few assignments back to back, but why don't you take your guitar, girl? And why don't you just go travel, go see some places? Michelle's saying, you know what? I think I will do that. So they're going to actually go ahead and travel back to Michelle's cabin for a while. They are back at Michelle's place. And McKenna is going to go ahead and use the restroom and wash up so that she can eat because Michelle is going to cook. She's going to cook a meal from back home. And Michelle actually misses that because she has been on back to back assignments in her art critic career. So she hasn't been home in a little while. And Michelle is like, yeah, girl, I can hook you up with something real quick. It won't take long. McKenna is going to watch Michelle cook. McKenna just wants to tell her again, girl, just it doesn't have to be a relationship. Girl, just go have some woohoo fun, get you some woohoo, and I guarantee you'll feel better. It's just been too long. Michelle's like, it's been a little while, but it's nothing crazy. I definitely don't think it's been as long as you think. She has had some casual hookups. She is going to go ahead and go travel. She doesn't know where she should get away to. She would love to see a beach, but it's not what you think. She is going to actually go and visit her grandmother, Frances, in Tamarang. We will pause here. McKenna might spend tonight here, and then she's going to go back to her rental. The girls are going to have girl talk and just really enjoy themselves. And then when you see us again, Michelle is going to be be in Tamarang. So Michelle has arrived here in Tamarang, and she is just going to visit. Yeah, I don't know where the door disappeared to. She's visiting her grandmother Frances. He wants to just talk to her about her time in Tamarang. She is actually kind of taking a backpacking mode of travel. She's going to talk to her about some of her songs that she sold. She's just telling her grandmother that she hopes that one of her sons blows up one day. She would love to be famous for her music. Michelle can also really sing. She sounds amazing. Frances is always so enthusiastic all the time. Do a family kiss. We will absolutely be including Mother Frances in the rotational gameplay. One thing you will learn about her is that she likes to meddle, but only in a good way. So she's just asking Michelle how she's been. She's gonna ease into this conversation. Girl, how's your love life? Michelle is like, what love life? Like, what love life? Mother Frances has heard something. Her next door neighbor is Oscar Twist, Desmond's father. Let's always remember that. She's talking to her about getting some clothes and going on a vacation. Michelle's going to tell her, girl, I'm already on vacation. He wants to get into a relationship. I'm going to pin that because, again, if you are just tuning in, this is a whims based series. Michelle wants to get into a relationship. She is just going to tell her grandmother affectionately. She's going to express admiration. Michelle, she knows her grandmother and she just feels like her grandmother's up to something. She's telling Michelle, like, spend some more money, girl. You should go even farther than here. Michelle is definitely making it clear that she just wanted to go to the beach. She doesn't need to see llamas or anything like that. She's going to go cook for her grandma because she really doesn't want to partake in this conversation anymore. She also knows that her grandma probably wouldn't condone of her having the occasional hookup. She's actually had like a friend with benefits in the past, kind of hooked up with. That way, it would be some consistency there. They have a good friendship, but it's only that he's not looking for anything serious, and definitely she is not either. So her grandmother's gonna go ahead and grab a bowl. Oh my gosh, she did 12 servings. That's crazy. When they finish, I'll have Michelle put this up, but she's just thinking about how good this food is. She's gonna ask her grandmother, "You trying to go on an adventure with me?" Her grandmother's like, "Yeah, maybe we could meet up somewhere. Maybe you're right. We could go somewhere. We could eat good food because Michelle loves her some good food, as you can tell." Grandmother's saying, "You heard about this place? It is a big fancy resort in Tartosa. You know, and I know that Frances is not being slick here. She is being slick because Michelle has no idea. So let's go ahead and talk about that. She does not know anything about Desmond and where he's at or what he's doing. Nobody has talked to her about Desmond, including her grandmother. She asked her grandmother once because she knows that her grandmother knows about everybody. Her grandmother did not hide the fact that she is in contact with Desmond, but Michelle certainly does not know how often. She doesn't know that they're geek conning it together, though she does know her grandmother's been kind of being a little wild to Michelle, but she's also grateful because at her age, she knows that her grandmother could go down if she was being inactive. She's gonna say, "What's going on?" And her grandmother's just telling her about the resort in Tamarang. She's already told her that she should go. Michelle is just thinking, should she spend that kind of money on a vacation? She doesn't know. From her wise trade, she's going to offer her some wisdom. She's also going to turn around and teach her an important lesson. Though she is super focused on this needlepoint, the lesson is going to be about how life is sometimes short. And that she's saying, Michelle, you should really be like me. Get out and enjoy your life. But her grandmother's like, I got things to do. Maybe I'll meet you in Tortosa, maybe not. But you should go. Don't just expect me because I've got a life. That's how Frances feels about it. Michelle's back to talking about money and her music. She worries about her music. She's going to tell her, you see how you whip that violin out? You can take your music anywhere. You can play anywhere. Maybe not the violin because she's not the best at it. That's her weak instrument. Yes, she plays. Our grandmother has given her word. And oh, Frances does have one more thing to tell her. Frances telling her, hey, did I mention I have a friend there who knows someone? So I could get you a discount at the resort. Michelle is like, Michelle is saying, I probably would like to see new things and go see Tartosa. And Frances telling her, you never been, right? Michelle hasn't. Go pack some things and she will go ahead and plan out some outfits real quick that she could take to Tartosa. She's getting excited as she tries on different outfits that she could wear there. She's really excited about this. So she feels like she's tried on these different outfits. She thinks she has everything she needs to look good in Tartosa. With that, she's going to give her grandmother a big, big hug. She's gonna just tell her grandmother goodbye, and she's gotta go to the bathroom bed, so that's probably best. And Michelle is gonna travel. We are here with Desmond, and he is coming over here because he has gotten reports of a trash overload in this unit. So, oh, I do see it here, and this is our same tenants. So, I think we're going to end up having to evict them. He is definitely going to blame them. He's going to empty this trash, and it looks like to fix this event, he will have to do this 5 times. Well, it's certainly nice that the tenant sim is keeping it real, but Desmond's not feeling super validated by his hard efforts. Of course not, because this is ridiculous. And Desmond entered 2 horse competitions today. He just won a gold medal with Sandy, his horse, Sandy here, and he won a silver medal with Frosty, who is actually feeling uncomfortable right now for some reason. He does not have time for this. Great job taking care of the problem. Great, 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 great. We're going to go back to our unit. Desmond got a text. Hello, Desmond, my flower, my precious, my everything, ready to go full throttle? That's interesting. He is going to text her back. He is got to get ready for the potluck. He was going to grill, but it looks like some of the hotel guests have been out here grilling. So what he does want to do is craft a bottle of apple nectar. Desmond went and bought out a table to put outside. Since he does not have to grill now, he's just going to come out and just make sure everything's ready. He is going to text Harley back because he's not used to getting texts like that from her. She is stoic, not very emotional or passionate in her communications. But I talked about how they fell in with each other was from the woohoo because she's opposite in that area. But he is having a pool party for the hotel guests today. One thing that Desmond regularly tries to do, and we got to notice at the resort, is to throw. Oh, this is a potluck. He tries to throw pool parties, potlucks, dinner parties, just all types of events to make the guests feel at home and feel like they really have lots of fun things to do. He is an expert nectar maker. And one thing he does is hold nectar making classes at the resort. I know he doesn't look like an expert based on how he just busted his butt, but trust me, he is. So he did send Harley a text just inviting her to the potluck. He wasn't sure if she would come or not. That's excellent quality. Desmond does want to go ahead and leave a fruit offering and incense offering, and that will bring good fortune to the potluck. Let's start. We've got Jai, his best friend, coming, and his dad. There's his dad right there. Give him a big hug. His dad is bringing some food, and one thing he likes to do is to, oh gosh, her shoe is in it. Michelle's calling. One thing he likes to do is have food, different places. This time it is his home world of Tamarang. And so Jai is supposed to be bringing food, and his dad is bringing food. So he's actually going to thank his dad for coming because where are the other guests there, by the way? And in this resort, they probably could be floating around just about anywhere. Now, somebody is in, oh, that's the ranch hand. Because I'm like, why are they in the horse barn? Are these potluck guests? This is a potluck guest. Hey, girl, get over here at the actual potluck. Where's everybody at? It doesn't look like Harley's here yet, but knowing Harley, she could be fashionably late. Oh, here's one guest. Gonna have Desmond come down and call the people to the meal. we may get some of the Sims to come over. I see that one of our guests has finally come down. This is baffling me because we invited 15 people. Here's some more guests. So, yes, yes, yes. But we need to compliment a public item. Oh my gosh, McKenna came. Maybe she's here for one of her art reviews because she does the art critic thing. We didn't know where she was going next. Maybe that's why she's here. But as it is, of course, Desmond is going to try to cheer her up because she's sad. He is just talking to her to see what's been going on with her. She had just some issues this past couple days with her diabetes, and she does. You can see right here, she has diabetes. Desmond, of course, is trying to cheer her up. She did mention to him, like, "Hey, Des, I saw Michelle." He's like, "Oh my God, why did you say that?" And it actually gave him a negative mood because I showed you his feelings for Michelle. His romance is in the red. He's going to seek advice from his dad about this. His friendship is still in the green, even though he hasn't talked to her. Desmond's really going to talk to his dad again about how he's been thinking about proposing to Harley, and not out of this overwhelming love, but out of the fear. And that is what it is. It's fear of not having children. Some of the other guests have cleaned up the food. Let's go down here. Oh my gosh. Francis did show up at the resort, and Michelle is at the resort. Will Desmond see? Well, Jai is here, and one thing he's going to do is come to gossip with Jai. And Michelle is looking good, honey. What has happened is that Michelle has decided to come and stay at this hotel. She has no earthly idea, no clue that Desmond owns this hotel. Desmond is up here in the exercise room still talking. Here's Michelle, who is apparently a guest at the hotel. Let's jump back up because really Dez is up here talking to Ja. Ja is just telling him, "I want you to be happy, Dez," because Dez is like, "Maybe I can make this into something brighter." Ja's just smiling, but he's telling him, "I don't think you should do this because you're afraid. If you are patient a little longer, maybe you will meet someone." Dez is like, "I don't know. She proposed to me and she's sending these lovey-dovey texts." Now, Ja knows Harley. He doesn't think it's anything romantic about Harley. But Des is saying, I text her saying we should talk, and Ja looks concerned. Did you see? He's like, "Oh my gosh." Desmond just saw Michelle and he froze. And he just has this nervous smile like, why is she here? He's not even moving. Des, what's happening? Michelle is looking fine in that dress. Let's talk about that first. Michelle literally made him glitch. She's like, Des, what are you doing here? I haven't seen you in so long. And first off, let's talk about how that affected him. The first thing he forgot about his anger and he got all excited because, oh my goodness, did she call me Des? He loves the way she says his name. For her, it just came out so naturally. And now they have this awkward silence. They're just like little kids grinning at each other. He just keeps saying hi over and over. He's asking Ja how he's doing because she hasn't seen him in a long time. She did not see him a little while ago when she went to Tamarain. She doesn't know what to say to this. She's going to ask him, can they talk? Yeah, she does like it when Des is silly. She doesn't know what to say when Des just makes her laugh so easily. Girl, what this outfit? Okay. She distracted me. There are certain aspects of their relationship, as far as their communication, that just flows again. Desmond, he's telling her, "You look good. Are you still singing and playing music?" And she's like, "Yes, I am." She doesn't know how forward she should be. And this other random sim has come and interjected themselves into the conversation. Des is saying, "Would you like to come with me and talk?" Oh my gosh, it's like the wrong time to have this conversation. Michelle is like, I just never thought I'd see you again. Desmond is telling her how he went to San Salvador and he found treasure, and that's how he opened this hotel. But he really, really wants to get her alone just to talk because Des definitely was hurt by her. He definitely isn't thinking any romantic feelings, but he would love to know what happened. She's talking about how she moved to Chestnut Ridge. I do think at this point he's bringing up what happened. He's just getting closer to her. He's asking her, I live on the top floor. Do you mind coming up and we could sit down and have a talk? And she's saying, I thought you hated me. I'm just so ashamed of what happened. And Dez is like, yeah, because he feels like she should be. But if you can see, she's agreeing to go upstairs to talk to him. Michelle is up here ready to talk. She is just feeling uncomfortable, embarrassed. What is she going to say? What happened on their wedding day? It really hurts her to talk about that at this point. She wants to be transparent with Dez, but she just doesn't know how to start. So the first thing she's gonna do is stand up and apologize because that's the very least, and I do mean that is the minimum that she could do. We're gonna leave off here, and when we get back, we're gonna see exactly how much Michelle divulges. But I can tell you now, she's not gonna tell everything, but she's absolutely ashamed of her behavior, and you just saw that. So I'm gonna leave you hanging, and you're gonna have to wait till next episode to see this conversation. I do appreciate you watching. Until next time, remember, keep simming, be happy, and always have a blessed day. Bye bye.